G'day. Welcome back to the $100,000 to $1 million challenge. Please note that none of this is financial advice and is purely for entertainment purposes. In today's video, we'll begin by reliving how I've drawn down my portfolio by over 13% in the past fortnight and the cognitive dissonance that I'm now dealing with. Next up will be an overall look at the market. Following that, we'll look at some of my recent altcoin buys and sells in detail, including what I've done with my USDC. Towards the end, I'll share my full list of all trades since last video. As there haven't been many trades for something different, I'll also share a subset of the current watch list of alts that I'm looking to buy. And then to finish up, we'll take a look at how the portfolio stands today. Now, if you're into psychology, you'd have a good idea of what cognitive dissonance is. In case you haven't heard of it before, from Google, a mental conflict that occurs when your beliefs don't line up with your actions. Or for me, I would say it's a mental conflict that occurs when your beliefs don't line up with your behaviors. It's an uncomfortable state of mind. So, my belief is I have a strong understanding of the drivers of the crypto market and its price action. My belief is that this knowledge, in conjunction with a good trading plan, makes me money. My behavior, however, my strong understanding is not making me money, and my trading plan is not good. As my behavior is not matching my belief, this is causing me cognitive dissonance. So you might say, well, how do you know that you have a strong understanding of the drivers of the crypto market and its price action? Maybe your trading is good. The evidence is that, after the last video, which I put out 2 weeks ago, I got to 10 subscribers. I posted this in the Discord. It took 2 months, but finally hit double-digit subscribers for the YouTube channel. One of the traders in there said, boom, 10k subs and 22k profits. As soon as I saw that, my local top meter just went off, and I thought, is this a top signal? Because my immediate mental response to that 22k profits was, well, Shanghai's just around the corner. 22 is going to be at the top. It's just going to be down from here. So I'm not counting on a lot of subscribers after this. Then what happened is 3 days later, the date for Shanghai came out, and I wrote in the Discord, Shanghai is now officially scheduled for the second week of April. I expect down only until then. If we get a bounce here, I will offload some of the alts that I don't want. I'm currently 72% allocated. We'll keep at least 60% allocated. Post Shanghai, I will be all in. And the big sentence here is the second one. I expect down only until then. This is me saying I have a strong understanding of the market and the price action drivers here. Down only until then. However, my subsequent trading plan to keep at least 60% allocated, that's pretty weak. That is pretty weak indeed. So 2 days later, I posted this in the Discord. Litecoin has a head and shoulders. Measured move target is $80. There's a big dump for the markets incoming. Let's take a look at the Litecoin chart. Let me bring this Litecoin chart up. Here we go. Okay, so 3rd of March, this big red candle here is where I posted the head and shoulders in the Discord. And the 5th of March, 3rd of March is the announcement of Shanghai. 5th of March is where I posted the head and shoulders in the Discord. So if we take off just take off the drawings for a second here. Okay, this is a huge run up. Okay, huge run up. When you get a head and shoulders like this on a high time frame like the daily chart, there's almost a 100% certainty that you're going to get at least the measured move as a retrace. Okay, this is a huge reversal pattern. And you'll say, well, to find the measured move, I'll go to the candle close of the top of the head. I'll put this back on and go to the neckline, measure down from the neckline. It was about $80. Okay, but when you've had up only with no retraces, you're going to get more than one. You're going to get more than just $80. It's going to be lower than that. So it's really telegraphed price action. I'm following all the fundamentals. I'm looking at all the drivers, and my trading is not matching at this point in time, because the thing I know is that this bottom came in way earlier than I expected, 2 to 3 months earlier than I expected. For me, there's no change towards the end game here, towards the middle of the year. There's no change. But because this bottom came in so early, there has to be, well, my central case is that there will be a decent retrace between the bottom and the middle of the year. So I've been waiting for it, and this is clear as day. This head and shoulders. For example, go back to Bitcoin last year. No, not last year. The year before that, 2021 May. If I can just get back there. Had the same thing happen here, because largely my central case was in 2021 that the top would come in Q4, and of course we got over 60k in April. And here it is. There's a massive head and shoulder. Where is it? Massive head and shoulders that printed. It's probably about here. Just here. Massive head and shoulders on daily printed. And it was a huge dump. It was just a cascade of liquidations here. I had quite a few lines out. Thankfully, I put them below, far enough below these tails down here to not get liquidated. But it was a huge dump. And after that, I kind of said, well, look, if it's that obvious, we just get this massive run up and a powerful reversal like a head and shoulders, you just cut it. You got to get out. And so that's why I am pretty bummed with myself that all the pieces are there. I've even said, hey, it's there, it's down only, and what have I done? My trading plan hasn't matched my knowledge, and so for that I am disappointed. Now, having said all this, what really happened is I was watching this for 2 days and even got to retest the neckline here, pretty decent. I remember looking at this at $91 and thinking, geez, I really should sell here. But I'd been thinking about it for 2 days, because when I bought my Litecoin earlier in the year, I stuck it all on my ledger, and I said, at that time, well, I'm gonna stick it on my ledger. It's in cold storage. 1, so that if an exchange goes down, I don't lose it, and 2, so that I don't do something stupid and sell it too early. Now, having it in cold storage to prevent myself from selling it is amateur hour, really. This kind of passive position trading, it has worked for me previously in the past. However, as with anything that has an edge, over time that edge is going to continue to thin out, and so I really have to lift my game. In this situation where the market has come in earlier, it's bottomed earlier than I expected, I know there's going to be retracement. This situation is different. The fundamentals, the technicals are clear as day, and since me sitting here twiddling my thumbs, well, it's on a ledger, I can't be bothered transferring to an exchange to sell. It's almost 30% drawdown. Hence the cognitive dissonance. And right now, I would be so much more comfortable if I was on the sidelines in USDT or USD, or even if I was in DAI and I was down 5% because of the DPEG, that would still be more bearable than having to sit through almost a 30% retrace and just having regret. And the tougher thing is that now prices are in no man's land, so this is even more difficult to trade. And so what I need to do is I need to go back, just have a mental reset. I need to shut out all the noise, and I need to trade aggressively. If it means I have to close everything out, I close everything out. If it means I have to allocate 100%, then I just allocate 100%. I can have no more of this weak as piss, half in, half out trading. I have a strong understanding of the markets, and I need strong and decisive trading to match. And so, in order to actually go for $1 million in the next 146 weeks, I really need to trade tight. I need to trade with conviction. And from here on out, I plan to do exactly that. Now, having said all this, looking at this Litecoin chart, this RSI is actually the lowest in the last 4 years, with the exception of COVID. If we come back a little bit here, COVID, where are you? Here. Okay, so this is a massive washout. What it means is it's not time to go crazy on anything. It's just time to be patient. Let me just fix this up. It is time to be patient, and I am patiently now waiting for Litecoin. I do have a buy order just below $63, because I do expect, similar to the beginning of the year, I expect Litecoin will lead out of this dip. I'm expecting it to consolidate here for a few weeks. This here is 10th of April. This is the tentative date for Shanghai, and between this blue line and this green line is when is at this point in time when I'm planning to be 100% allocated into the markets. Quick look at Bitcoin. Okay, so something that's been bandied about out there is a inverse head and shoulders. Seems pretty plausible to me. Looks like it, based on everything that I'm seeing, it's exactly what's going to happen. You've got this Shanghai right here. I expect it down early into Shanghai, and then a bounce once people unstake, and once people who need to liquidate have liquidated. That will form a right shoulder, and from there, provided we can break through this neckline again, it all kind of lines up pretty well. Nothing's guaranteed, of course, but yeah, that is my central case right now, and I think it's pretty reasonable. For ETH, here's Shanghai date, so I'm expecting, as my Discord post said, down only until here, which means that it's not a lot to play with. Now this orange line is I had an order at 14.28. Once 3rd of March, or sorry, 3rd of March, once they announced that, I pulled my order because I said down only, and I've pulled a lot of orders on a lot of things down only. Now 12.81, I've pulled that as well. I'm just waiting. I'm just trying to see what's happening here. If we do get a bounce somehow to 15.50, I will actually let some ETH go. That's how strong my conviction is that we are going to be down here, because as I've said in my very first video, the market is not going to reward stakers. It's just going to try and find a way to punish them as much as possible. So I'm just seeing down only from here. Okay, let's take a look at my altcoin buys and sells. So, geez, here we go. Fun and games. Of all the things, of all the charts for me to add to my trading view, this is definitely one of the last. The USDC Tether chart. Okay, so as I let a lot of my stuff go, I actually was initially in USDC, and I bought some cryptos, and then as I was de-risking, I went back into Tether because I just thought, I don't trust this. My gut just said this USDC thing is just weird right now. I don't trust this. This was over a week ago. So I do have 8,000. I did have 8,000 USDC on the books, and I sold half here at 96,150, and I'm holding the other half. Now, at this stage, Circle claim that they will resume redemptions tomorrow, 1-to-1, and that they'll find a way to plug the $330 million hole. I've also heard that, there's a lot flying out there, but in terms of what makes sense to me, Silicon Valley Bank, they kind of have a who's who of Palo Alto as their clientele. So you would expect that there would be bidders looking to make a deal here. So will this repeg? In theory, yes, or it should be. Actually, it's kind of, the price kind of makes sense at this point in time. But if they resume redemptions and they're able to plug that hole, then in theory it should be okay. But this is crypto. You never know. Taking a look at some other coins, Cadena. So this is some crazy price action, really. For me, this is a strong project. Proof of work, smart contracts, good community, good developers. It's kind of got a lot of things going for it. So after this big move, I had an order at $1.13, which got filled probably here, and I had another order at $1.05. It got filled, but it got filled as part of this down only narrative. So I actually exited at scratch and took my order at 995 out. And since then, wow, look at this. We're almost testing the bottom of the range. This is pretty early for me to see something testing the bottom of the range when I'm considering bottoms to come in around here. And so yeah, this is just, for me, this is pretty crazy. And if the lows do break on this, then it is actually a project that I'm going to have to let go from my watch list, which is pretty strange considering how strong of a project I've considered it to be. Some of the other trading mistakes that I've made. Metis, what a great project, in my opinion. Now, I had an order here at 37 because after this big move, I just said, let me just stick on a 236 just in case. I got filled at 37. It's been down only since then. I had an order at 30. It got filled. I got out at scratch, so there's nothing there. I had an order at $21.04. I've taken that off because this is well and truly down only, and this is a great project. And I've got a run over here, buy big here. So if we can get close to these lows again, which it looks like it's going to happen, more towards this area here, I'm looking to buy big. Okay, this is, in my opinion, a really good looking L2. After you get Shanghai, all eyes are going to be on ETH, all eyes will be on L2s. I have high conviction to buy big here. What else have I got in my list here? A0, another one. I bought $1.76. I had an order at $1.33. I cut it, and now I don't have anything. I'm just watching. But another strong project. It's gone through key support here. It's a big sell-off right now. That's for sure. But certainly something that I'm monitoring. Okay, a couple here, Arweave and Near, which are pretty similar charts where you had projects that just took off with no retrace, and now they're retesting. Something like Arweave, I had an order at the 50% retrace, $10.10, just above the round number of $10. Got filled, then I got another fill at $8.60, and now we are almost again testing the bottom of the range. So, what I would have liked to have done is, where are we, 3rd of March, at that point, just cut everything. And I do remember getting filled on this Shanghai news, and then we had a little bit of bounce the next day after, and I kind of looked at it and thought, but I just really wanted some RWF on the books. But in hindsight, I need to trade tighter, because right now, it's in no man's land. It's too late to sell. It's too early to buy. I need to wait. And so if it does break the lows, then yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna have to be something that I have to try and let go of. Same with Neil. I put this into my books, my encyclopedia of bad trading. Here are my fills at $2.60, $2.50, down only since then. I've cut my order. I had an open order here. I've cut that. And just monitoring price right now. Now these, if I look at something like Arweave, it is pretty interesting because for me, this is a really good project. Okay, and it reminds me of Matic back in the day. I don't have a Matic chart, but back in the day, Matic was between 2019 and 2020. It was just bouncing between 1-2 cents for months, and the fundamentals on the project, I thought, were incredible. They were just constantly working with new projects who were looking to basically get out of the ETH gas wars that were happening and just get onto a cheap L2. And I got bored actually holding it, and I had a big position to start with, and I just kept selling it off as it went. And of course, it got to I can't remember, but it almost got to $3, I think. So I'm glad I held what I did. But that kind of reminds me of Arweave, because this is a really great project. If this thing's just gonna do nothing, like if these lows break, okay, for me next key support is $2.60. $2.60, wow. I mean, I will just be really trying to accumulate and be patient with any position I can pick up there. Similar with Neo. I think we all have a pretty good idea, those of us who are using MetaMask and all these kinds of things, that these experiences not going to work for normal people, whereas with Near and their wallet, it is something that is probably pretty close to being able to work for normal people. So it's another one where if these lows do break, then I will be looking to patiently accumulate and patiently hold it. Trader Joe, unfortunately, I picked up at 26.25, and I've held the whole thing, unfortunately. Now, really in no man's land. In fact, if we do get a bounce, probably just over 20 cents or thereabouts, I will let it go, because this, at this stage, just has nothing working for it, and a retest at the lows looks pretty certain. My worst trade, so I've put them in order from probably best to worst. This is my worst trade, Wild World. Okay, I was like, okay, I really want some of this. Look at this, if it's going to break through key resistance here, it's off to the races. So what happened, this big move here, I stuck an order in on just below the 236 at 46.5 cents, got filled the next day, and yeah, this has been very painful. I'm almost down 50% on this position, so this is my worst one, and now I'm in no man's land. So many lessons to be learned there, simple ones such as, hey, don't buy into resistance, hey, big toys at top, GTFO. Got to get rid of my, half position trading kind of la kind of strategy, and I've just got to be a lot tighter, and I will be. Okay, just some things that I'm looking at. Frax, I'm looking at. Also Lido, not looking to buy right now, but certainly I think in this area here, because as we know, once people can unstake, they're probably going to go stake in these ETH derivative liquid trading coins. So definitely looking at this. It's at the top of the range right now. Had a big move and a retest. If it enters back into this range, it could be a great chance to pick it up on the cheap here. This is a what is this? This is a stable coin where ETH is the collateral. It would be really nice to pick this up, but look at this chart. There's nothing I can do right here. Just monitoring. And then some classics. Okay, Immutable X. Again, once this L2 narrative picks up after Shanghai, it's going to be a good one. Had to patiently wait this out, and at this point in time, just playing the waiting game for the retrace. Same with Mina, exactly the same. And good old Render. Last video I was talking about, if it got to 90 cents, I'd have to make a decision here. You can see we got down to 89.47 cents. And my decision was do not buy. I'm just going to wait this one out. It looks like it's going to come almost into a full retrace. And over here, I've got my buy big here. So in this little space here, or thereabouts, provided price looks like it's putting in some kind of reversal, then that's where I will be picking it up. So just to finish off, let's take a look at since the last video, the buys and the sells. Just a reminder that there is a link to a Google Sheet in the description below where I enter all of my trades as they happen. Or if you like notifications, come and join the Discord channel where I post my trades as soon as they happen. These are things that I bought, and I've gone through most of those. And sells where unfortunately I only offloaded half of my position, so that I got down to 60% allocated. Next time it will be everything. Now here's a watch list. It's not complete because I couldn't fit everything on here, but this is a subset of things that I'm watching. Phantom, around 24 cents. That's where it's going to get very interesting because it's a great project. It has huge adoption, and it's just getting beaten up right now. I think it has a lot of potential. Magic, okay. I haven't picked any of that up. It's actually a similar chart to Mina and these kinds of things where they haven't had a retrace yet, so keep an eye on that. Good old Paid, okay. They've done nothing since the AMA other than make marketing videos. They put a marketing video out, price goes up. They put another one out, price goes up. I am monitoring it. Uniswap, back in the early videos, I was saying that at $5 I'd be interested, and we're pretty much there, so I am very interested. And a couple here which I haven't shared yet just because they're micros, and if someone went and put in a big buy for them, it's just going to blow the whole thing up because they're too small. So let's take a look just before I get out of here. The portfolio. Here we go. 105,661. Obviously down a lot from the 122. I have, I lightened most things up. But if I could do it all again, it'd be a lot lighter than this. And still got almost 4,000 USDC on the books. 95 cents. Go USDC. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If somehow you're able to find some value, please help by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I'm aiming to be back in another fortnight's time, so until then, let's always be looking for an edge. Take care until next time, and thanks for watching the $100,000 to $1 million challenge.